Fear has spread across villages and cities. Someone is killing people and taking their hearts for a secret purpose. And on the other side, this girl has been fighting these human-faced devils for ages. You've seen many horror stories from Indonesia, but this one is completely different from those. This is a story where the devil himself is trying to return to Earth and a battle between good and evil ensues. Who will win? You'll only understand if you watch the whole story. Today's feature, bringing mystery, thrills, and horror, is the Indonesian horror film presents The Slaughterer Iblis. So, friends, let's dive into the terrifying world where you'll be scared. But first, subscribe to the channel. A master/holy man is walking through the forest in the village, passing by the bamboo groves. Suddenly, he hears someone calling him. A woman comes and tells him, "Huser, sir, come to our house quickly. Please help us. We are in danger." There, we could see a girl observing them. Her name is Nigram. The master went to the house and saw that a female member of the family was possessed by a terrifying force. He tried hard to expel the devil from inside her, but it wasn't working. Then, after reciting verses from the Quran and sprinkling water on her body, the devil left her. The father sent the young boy to fetch water for the master. Just then, a strange sound was heard outside the house. Their father went outside to see what was happening. That's when we see the girl standing behind the master, meaning the devil hadn't completely left her. And just then, someone struck the back of the girl's neck, completely separating her head from her body. The one who did it was the girl named Nigram. But why did she do this? The master, frightened, came outside and saw that the girl had brutally finished off the entire family. Next, we see that a crime has occurred in a part of the city, and reporter Dosa has arrived there. A police officer, his friend Aryo, called him there. Upon arrival, he sees that someone has killed a person and taken their heart. Apparently, this was the fourth person this has happened to. Within just 2 months, 4 people have been killed and their hearts taken. The wound is also strange. They can't figure out what kind of weapon was used. However, it's clear the job was done perfectly. The strange thing is that all those whose hearts were taken were religious scholars of different faiths, such as monks, church fathers, and others. Dosa was taking pictures in that spot. He saw a blood trail on the floor. It led forward. When he looked up, he saw the silhouette of a tall woman standing there. Although Aryo shone a light there, it vanished. Suddenly, objects inside started to move. They were scared, but actually, there was nothing inside but a dog. As Dosa left the scene, he saw other reporters busy taking his picture to see what report he had gathered from inside. He then remembered how many hateful things he had done at one point. He used to pray for accidents to happen so he could report the news, and he would always be the first one to arrive there. Because the more he reported, the more money he would get. He had forgotten his humanity for the sake of money back then. A few years ago, a serial killing began in this city. The killer had murdered many boys and girls. He reached the crime spot to report the news and even figured out who the serial killer was. But he stayed silent that day out of fear for his own life. These memories still don't give him peace of mind. We saw a woman named Penjagal on the roof of the building where a man's heart was taken. Although she looked young, her age was much older. In her true form, she was an old woman. Just then, a girl arrived there, who had a devil inside her. When the devil approached her, Penjagal honored him as her lord. The devil informed her, "The devils you brought to life in the village's bamboo groves, none of them survived. They have been killed. The one who did this, Nigram, is now locked up in a mental hospital. The red full moon is not far off, so whatever needs to be done must be done quickly." Then Penjagal said, "My lord, don't worry. I will definitely bring you back to Earth." Just then, the devil left the girl. Meanwhile, Dosa received a call. His boss from the office told him, "You will go to the mental hospital tomorrow. You will gather information from the girl named Nigram. She finished off a family in a village. According to the police report, her words sound like those of a mad person. That's why she's being kept in a mental hospital." But he said, "Sir, the case I am on today is also very important. I need to look into this too." But his boss replied, You won't understand what is good and what is bad better than me. Do as I say, or you will lose your job. Next, we see that mental hospital. As the guard Simon was walking by, a patient told him, "Sir, get me out of here. I can see a terrifying devil inside." The devil has a scarred face and is wearing a mental hospital uniform. But Simon doesn't believe him. He says, "You're a madman. You're hallucinating. Don't drag me into this." After he left, we saw that the boy was actually seeing someone inside the mirror there. Simon goes to his senior, Sir Rahmeth. He tells him about a boy who claims to see a devil wearing a patient's clothes. Simon says, "Sir, this isn't Alan, is it? The one we wronged, who killed herself out of pain." Hearing this, Rahmeth throws his tea at him and says, "Do you want everyone to know what we do to the female patients? Be completely quiet, or I'll fire you." Simon leaves to clean his shirt in the bathroom, but someone was calling Rahmeth. However, he couldn't see anyone around him. Meanwhile, we see Nigram imprisoned in the 3rd ward of the hospital. She has an injury on her abdomen. After killing that family that night, she was wounded, and the villagers handed her over to the police. She had also lost her weapon somewhere there, the one she used to kill everyone. Just then, we see someone standing behind her, but when she looks back, she sees no one. We then see Pekunja, who has come to this mental hospital and is writing something on the floor with her own blood, calling out to someone. That's when the spirit of the girl named Alan appears. Pekunja feeds the spirit her own blood and says, "I have called you here to give you more power. I called you because you desire revenge on everyone here. They wronged you. Take your revenge, and at the same time, do my work for me. Finish off the girl named Nigram." We then see that the spirit becomes even more terrifying. As Pekunja was leaving, she saw a pregnant, mentally ill woman there. Seeing this, she gave a slight smile. When Simon was cleaning his clothes in the bathroom, he suddenly heard a sound coming from one of the stalls. He checked all the stalls but found nothing. As he was returning, someone threw the mug from the last stall. He was terrified. Just then, he saw the terrifying spirit of the girl Alan in the basin mirror and became very frightened. He immediately ran and hid in a bathroom stall. The spirit was approaching him. Suddenly, drops of blood fell on his shirt. When he looked up, he saw this and was utterly terrified. The next morning, reporter Darusman arrived at the mental hospital to find out about Nigram. There, he met her doctor, Markham, who treats the hospital's patients. When asked about Nigram, Dr. Markham said the girl is a bit strange. Her words can never be true. She says she doesn't kill people but kills devils. She claims to see devils in people. This is a type of illness. Darusman meets with Nigram. Darusman asks her, "Why did you do this?" But she said nothing. Darusman asks, "Well, do you work? Do you have a job?" Nigram says, "Yes, I work. I eliminate the devils disguised as humans from the face of the earth." Darusman asks, "Why do you do this?" Nigram says, "If I tell you the whole story now, you won't believe it, and I can't tell you so much. Everything I have to say, I've already reported to the police." Darusman says, "I don't have that copy, so tell me again." But Nigram refused. Darusman takes out the pictures of those Nigram killed and asks, "Are you saying that the people you killed were not human?" Nigram says, "Investigate thoroughly. You'll figure it out yourself." The file also contained pictures of those whose hearts were taken. Seeing that, Nigram asks, "How many people have had their hearts taken?" Darusman says, 4. Then Nigram says, "They need 3 more hearts." Darusman is surprised. Why are the hearts being taken? What is the purpose? Nigram says, "The one who is doing this is trying to bring her lord back to this earth." Meanwhile, we see that the cleaner goes to clean the hospital bathroom and sees blood leaking from a stall. Upon opening the door, he sees that someone has brutally finished off Simon. He screams loudly. Nigram was trying to escape from there. The rest of the staff stopped her, but no one could manage her. She was so strong. In the midst of this, she grabbed Darusman's hand. She kept saying, "Promise me, you will find and bring back my weapon. Otherwise, the rest are not safe at all. I have to finish him, which I cannot do without my weapon. Darusman promised to free himself from Nigram's grip. He noticed that where Nigram had hit the table with her hand, there was a hole. This is impossible for a normal person to do. He realizes there is something complicated going on here. Next, we see Pekunja has collected the heart of another human. Just then, a child comes there, who had the devil inside him. The devil says, "Pekunja, a reporter is helping Nigram find her weapon. Make sure he can't do that. If Nigram finds that weapon, she has the power to destroy me." With this warning, the devil leaves the child. Actually, that boy was the son of the man whose heart Pekunja had just extracted. Darusman then calls his police friend Ario. Ario tells him that another cleric has died. He is the 5th victim. Darusman says, "I'm going to that village to study Nigram's case. Send me the report you have." Ario says, "Why are you suddenly getting into that, abandoning this important case?" Darusman says, "I can't reveal it to you now, my friend, but this is a terrible matter." Meanwhile, we see Nigram is tied up and imprisoned by another officer there, Gatuk, who makes inappropriate gestures toward her. He says, "I'll come to you tonight to caress you." His intentions were bad. To reduce Nigram's strength, an injection is pushed into her, and he leaves. In the village, we see Darusman meets the master who had personally witnessed Nigram kill the family that day. When Darusman asks him to tell him everything, the master says, "I've already given all the reports to the police." Darusman says, "I want to know more than that from you." We see the master then says, "Not here, come somewhere else and I'll tell you." Meanwhile, in the hospital, Nigram manages to free herself from her restraints, and the master takes Darusman to the place where the incident happened. The master starts saying, "I wasn't a master before. I was heavily addicted to harmful substances. My wife was too. But one day we took so many of those substances that we were almost dead. But by the grace of God, I was brought back to life. But my wife died. Since then, I've become good and become a master. I saw hell with my own eyes that day. So, after getting a second life, I became good." He then starts narrating the whole incident. "When I went there to help that family that day, the girl finished everyone off there. But the head of the family, the man, was still alive. Then, a fight broke out between the girl and that man right here. All I can say is he didn't look like a human being. So, I didn't feel bad that the girl was hitting him. And after she killed him, I ran away. The most surprising thing is that I didn't even know that a family lived in this jungle. Even the villagers didn't know or recognize them." Darusman then asks him if he knows anything about a weapon the girl used. The master says he knows nothing. Just then, Ario calls him. He asks, "What information did you get from there?" Darusman replies, "I can't tell you like this. But know this, these two cases are related to each other." Ario then says, "Come to the hospital morgue." Darusman also decides to go meet him there. Darusman says goodbye to the master and leaves. However, we were seeing Pekunja observing the master. She was reciting a spell and writing something on the bus. Just then, a strange event occurs. The master walks away from there but repeatedly returns to the same spot. A maze had been created here. He couldn't figure out what was happening. After this happened a few times, he saw his dead wife standing in front of him. When he reached out to his wife, it turned toward him with a horrifying face. And when he turned back, we saw Pekunja then plunged her hand into his chest and pulled out his heart. Meanwhile, at the mental hospital, we see Nigram trying to escape from the top floor. On her way, she looks down and sees Gatuk trying to assault a mentally ill woman. She cannot tolerate this at all. She climbs down and starts hitting Gatuk. Gatuk starts calling for help. The others come out and restrain her. She is imprisoned again, although she kept saying, "Let me go! You are all in danger." No one listened to her. Darusman comes to meet Nigram again. He tells Nigram, "Everything seems mysterious to me. Tell me everything from the beginning. I want to know who you are, why this is happening, and what is behind all of this." Nigram then says, "I belong to a clan who have been working against the devil since ancient times and fighting the devil. Among them, there is a faction who want to bring the devil back to this world in the flesh through black magic, and they were successful in doing so in the past. In this fight between white and black, we used holy power to send that devil back to hell at that time. But in every era, someone from their clan, like Pekunja, has returned to bring the devil back to earth. To resurrect him, human hearts are essential. The hearts of those who have seen the afterlife, meaning those who tasted death and were brought back to life, are needed to bring the devil back. Nigram then says to Darusman, "You promised me that you would bring me that weapon. Look, I am helpless without it. I will never be able to destroy the devil. Everyone will be in danger." Just then, Ario calls Darusman and says, "I told you to meet me at the morgue. Why haven't you come yet?" Afterward, we see he goes to the morgue to meet Ario. Meanwhile, we see Gatuk turns off the lights in the mental hospital. It's night. As he is returning, he sees the terrifying spirit of Alan. He is very scared. He tries to run away, but it keeps appearing right in front of him. Just then, he runs into his senior, Sir Rahmeth. It was they who had wronged the girl. The girl had killed herself afterward. And now Pekunja has given her power to finish them off, including Nigram. We see that the two of them become very scared. Both of them go into the changing rooms, each entering a separate one. Just then, Gatuk sees the terrifying spirit right next to him. It instantly kills him there. Rahmeth was trying to escape from there, but couldn't. The spirit even tore off one of Rahmeth's hands and brutally finished him off too. Darusman and Ario met at the morgue. Darusman says, "This heart case is deeply connected to Nigram's case. The one who is taking everyone's heart is named Pekunja." "I learned this." Darusman asks Ario, "Were those who died here, those whose hearts were taken, ever seriously injured before or nearly died?" Ario tells him, "Yes, many of them had tasted death before in various ways and had survived after dying somehow." Hearing this, Darusman is confirmed that the girl Nigram is telling the truth. Darusman goes to the corpses of those Nigram had killed. Darusman tries to look for a weapon inside their dead bodies. He finds it, but it wasn't a complete knife. It was something else. Just then, they see all the corpses coming back to life and attacking them. Darusman had found the knife. They couldn't tolerate this at all. Ario shot at them, but it was no use. But Darusman must get out of here with this weapon. He must give it to Nigram. With great difficulty, he manages to get out of there. However, Ario is trapped there. Meanwhile, we see Alan's terrifying spirit was trying to kill everyone in the mental hospital. The officers there free Nigram because they also realized how difficult it was for them to stop that spirit. Nigram was telling them to take all the patients to a safe place. But we saw that Pekunja was not letting them take the pregnant woman patient from there. A terrifying fight breaks out between Alan's spirit and Nigram. The spirit was furiously scratching Nigram with its claws. She was unable to stop it because she didn't have her weapon. Meanwhile, we saw Pekunja had gathered 7 hearts and was performing black magic, laying the pregnant woman in the middle. Just when Nigram couldn't defeat the spirit, Darusman arrived there and threw her weapon toward her. We then see that the weapon transforms into a sword, and she immediately uses it to finish off the spirit with one blow. But when she goes to Pekunja, she sees that it is too late. Pekunja has completed the ritual. Then a fight breaks out between the two of them. Pekunja couldn't win, so she resorted to black magic. A completely different devil takes possession of her body, and her appearance becomes terrifying. Nigram couldn't defeat that either. Then we see a terrifying hand emerging, tearing through the belly of the madwoman, meaning the devil was emerging from her womb into this world. If this happened, there would be no way to stop him. The reign of the devil would be established. Next, for the first time, we see Nigram's true power and the true power of her clan. She rapidly struck the devil using her holy power. Because of this, the devil was forced to leave Pekunja's body. However, even though the devil left, the weapon fell from Nigram's hand. Pekunja wouldn't let Nigram pick it up at all. When Pekunja was about to kill Nigram in this situation, Darusman stepped forward to save Nigram. He was then wounded by Pekunja's claws. He took the whole blow upon himself. As soon as he returned the weapon to Nigram, she immediately struck Pekunja on the neck, leaving her severely injured. Pekunja couldn't do anything else. Her power was finished. At that moment, Nigram went and completely finished off the devil emerging from the belly, striking it wildly right there. Pekunja then started crying when she saw this, because despite all her efforts, she couldn't bring back her lord. Nigram goes to Darusman, but they notice that Pekunja has escaped from there. Nigram says, she won't be able to run far. She's reverted to her original form. Nothing will happen to you. Don't worry, you will recover. But by then, Darusman had lost consciousness. When he opens his eyes, he sees he is being treated inside an ambulance. We see Nigram, who is looking at all this and walking away on the roof. We also see Pekunja, who is being taken inside the ambulance for treatment. She has lost all her youth and beauty. However, if she could have brought the devil to this world, she would have regained eternal youth. At the end of the incident, we see that she suddenly pulls out the heart of one of the people treating her right there. That means she will try again to bring the devil back to Earth. But there's nothing to worry about. Nigram will stand in her way again. There's a saying, isn't there? As long as the world exists, there will be good and bad. Where good exists, evil resides. And that's how this amazing movie ends. So, friends, how did you like this story today? Don't forget to let me know in the comments section. If you liked it, hit the like button. Leave a comment. Do subscribe a lot. Don't forget to share. Your one like, one comment, and one subscription gives me great motivation to create something new. So please do those things.